of horses, Trojan and some of abused. I wanna fuck you like an animal.
You never caught, gone kinda crazy. She's poison but tasty. Yeah, people say run, don't walk away. She wanna ride me like a cruise.
I want something just like this.
Now my bedsheets smell like you.
Hello and welcome to I'm Not Talking About the Lemons. I am your host, Tommy Hammer, coming to you from my garage in California. What I want to do is discuss, analyze, and kind of laugh about music lyrics, whether they're misheard, strange, or sometimes even gross. We'll be picking apart songs from every genre and era, piece by piece. Like I said before, I'm your host. I am Tommy Hammer. I'm originally from Queens, New York. I was born into a pretty big family that loved music. I'm kind of the baby of the bunch, so I got a taste of everybody's favorite music growing up. I'll talk about them a lot, maybe even try and get them on to do some stuff with me. I spent some time like running a karaoke business, DJing, performing in like wedding cover bands and other bands. So I love music and spent a lot of time reading and memorizing lyrics. And I got to tell you, I was amazed at some of the things I thought I heard or didn't know they were actually saying. Now we've all had made some mistakes, like, excuse me while I kiss this guy. But everyone hears things differently. And from now and again, I'll be discussing with maybe friends, family, even, some suggestions of what you may have heard differently and what it means to you. Yeah, because it's not just about misheard lyrics, but also about things they actually said and the meaning behind them. Obviously some of it'll be fun, mostly joking. Sometimes I might want to get serious, but it's going to be a little bit of everything. This is how it's going to go. First, I'll introduce the song and give some background on the song, artist, what it means to me, and like some half-assed research and, little nuggets of knowledge. If I have somebody with me, I'll introduce them, and I'll give them some half-assed background on them too. Then I'll start to play this song and stop periodically to talk about the lyrics, content, and on and on. It's basically I'll play a little bit and then I'll say, whoa, did you hear that? Let's talk about it. This is what's going to be taking up most of the time. And finally, I will wrap up and review what we talked about. Tell you guys a bunch of stuff like, subscribe, comment. This was brought to you by blah, 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 if, it gets to that point. So let's get started. All right. So the first song that I wanted to do is kind of how the podcast got its name. I'm not talking about the lemons. It's a song written by Talkin McGee, but performed by England Dan and John Ford Cooley. It's called I'd Really Love to See You Tonight. If you're a fan of yacht rock, this is a pretty big one. It was on a 1976 album, Nights of Forever. It was number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts for 2 weeks, behind Play That Funky Music, and number 1 on the easy listening chart. Can you remember when we had an easy listening chart? I don't think we have that anymore. But it was the number 21 song of 1976. A little history on the artists. Dan Seals, the England Dan half of the duo. He re-recorded it in a country music style. And the reason how he got the name England Dan is because he used to he used to joke around. He's a big fan of the Beatles, so he would put on a fake English accent. And let's see, John Ford Cooley. Not a lot about him, but Seals was the young brother of Jim Seals, which is known from the duo Seals and Crofts. What's that song? Summer Breeze. That's it. Yeah. So that's kind of like my background on the artists. I told you it was going to be half-assed. Sometimes it'll be more. I just love the name England Dan and John Ford Cooley. It's great. But here's some other stuff about it. Now, me particularly, the reason why I'm not talking about the lemons, that's not even what I heard. That's because discussing it with people, that's one of the things they heard. And my son, that's what he heard. Growing up, I always heard, I'm not talking about the linens. Now, as a child, I guess that's something you talk with your girlfriend about, or a partner or something like that. So linens, which what the hell do I know about as a kid from Queens? But that's what I thought it was. And upon talking to other people, they said lemons. The actual lyric we'll get into once we get started with the song. But a funny thing that I found out, and I've seen this movie, and I didn't remember that this was in it, and you can go check it out. It's a Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson movie. I got to narrow it down because Samuel Jackson, I can't just say Samuel Jackson because he's in about 3,000 movies, but it was a 1986 movie called Long Kiss Goodnight. I think it's based on a book. But they're driving in the car, and the song comes on, and he actually says, I'm not talking about the linens. So me and Samuel Jackson must be thinking on the same level. And Gina Davis's character corrects him. It's a funny scene. You could find it on YouTube and all that stuff. But apparently, there is a term for this. When you hear something that sounds like something, this is something that I learned upon researching. It's called a mondegreen or mondegrin. It's a mishearing or misinterpretation of a phrase in a way that gives it new meaning. Like it comes from poems or songs, and listener might not be able to clearly hear it, so just substitutes things that sound similar.
What?
So
What?
similar. Did I say similar? Well, mondegreen is actually in the dictionary, MONDEGREEN. So you can check that out. So right about now, I'd like to get to the song. All right, so let's kick it off. Starts in with some smooth piano. I mean, this has got yacht rock and easy listening written all over it.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about you?
All right, I got to stop it right there because it's a very conversational song. Very casual. Hey, it's been a while. Not much. How about you? And now, the more and more I listen to this song, I find that funny because it's, kind of leaving out the other part of the conversation. But, I guess when you write songs, it's stuff you can do. Back to the tune.
I'm not sure why I called. I guess I really just wanted to talk to you.
We could all relate to that. I mean, it's the equivalent of a drunk dial or a drunk text. But it happens. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a romantic involvement. It could be somebody you're just thinking of. But, like I said, I'm going to pick this apart as much as I can. So let's get back to the tune.
Wanted to talk to you. And I was thinking maybe later on we could get together for a while. It's been such a long time and I really do miss your smile.
Let me stop it there before the chorus. All right. I'm thinking maybe later on we could get together for a while. Now, this is why yacht rock is so smooth. Because nowadays, they'd say it a little more blunt. This is Netflix and chill. This is, hey, I remember things that used to go on. Let's get together and see if they happen again. So, yeah, kind of funny once again. There's a lot of songs like this. This one is one of the smoothest. All right, let's get to the chorus. This is the big misheard lyric. Like I said, it's not all about misheard lyrics, but this is one that kind of got me on this quest. Okay? So I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play the chorus for you. And then we'll break it down from there. So here it goes.
I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight.
Okay, now, I'm going to tell you what I heard as a kid. I'm going to tell you what other people have heard. And even, if you think you heard something, you can get in touch with me and tell me what you think you heard. But this, I always thought, I'm not talking about the linens. Okay? The actual lyric is, I'm not talking about moving in. Obviously, it's sung a little smoother, I'm not talking about moving in. So I thought it was the linens because that's a big discussion you have. I don't even think I talk about the linens now with my fiance, but it's a pretty important conversation you have. Then the next line is, well, what I heard was, and I don't want to change your mind. The actual line is, and I don't want to change your life. Okay? Now, some people have heard, I'm not talking about the lemons, like I said, linens. That combination of, I'm not talking about the linens and I don't want to change your mind, that seems like a conversation you have. I'm not trying to change your mind. I don't want to talk about the linens, Then the second half of the chorus is, kind of like, hey, there's a warm wind blowing and the stars are out. And I'd really love to see you tonight. So it's kind of like that, hey, remember those times. Let's just not focus on the linens, the lemons, changing your life for your mind, and let's have a good time. But like I said, this is how the podcast got its name, so I wanted to start with this one. It's only one small line, but this is a genre, I want to talk about yacht rock, smooth, easy listening. You joke about it, you say it's elevator music, and I guess as you get older, for me as a kid, I was born in 74, a lot of these songs were playing in the background when I was, a child, and they kind of stuck with me. And yes, as I grew up, it was like, oh, that's elevator music. And now that I'm, older, I'm like, this is nice, relaxing music. I can enjoy this. Find myself going to yacht rock a lot. It has had a resurgence, So let's keep rolling because he's going to get back to some verses that are kind of interesting. So here we go. Gotta love that piano too.
We could go walking through Windy Park, take a drive along the beach, or stay at home and watch TV. You see, it really doesn't matter much to me.
All right. Now, obviously, I'm at the point in my life where I'd rather stay at home and watch TV, which is what me and my significant other do. And we're happy with it, But, a windy park. I'm not a big fan of the wind. So I don't know about that. And, I'm going to drive along the beach. I'm going to want to get out, But I get where he's going. I like how he finishes up with the stay at home and watch TV because that's, really, that's where you get to know somebody. You sit at home on the couch, you watch some TV. You laugh at something, they don't laugh. You're like, why isn't that not funny? Well, they laugh at something you think is not funny. And you really get to learn about the other person. So I really like that verse because it sums up, how you end up in a relationship. In the beginning, it's windy parks and drives along the beaches. And, as you go on in life, it's stay at home, watch TV. It don't matter, right? So let's get back to this chorus. I'll let it play again. You tell me what you hear, and we'll break it down.
I'm not talking about millennium, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing, the stars around, and I'd really love to see you tonight.
All right. I'm not talking about moving in. I'm not talking about the linens. I'm not talking about the lemons. Don't want to change your life. Don't want to change your mind. There's a warm wind blowing. The stars are out. That's pretty cool. But musically, because I do, I am a musician. It's pretty slick. After each line, there's a little cool guitar lick. Yacht rock doesn't get a lot of credit, but those are great guitar licks after each line, You wouldn't think about that as a guitar playing, but it's in there. And a lot of yacht rock has that. And I think that's why it's starting to get a resurgence. I think a lot of, musicians that were a little stuck up, cross their arm type people and staying in the crowd, started listening to this stuff and say, wow, that's some pretty tasty stuff, you know? Okay, well, let me get off of that because that's not what, we'll talk about that, but that's not where I'm going. Let's get to the bridge because you got to love a bridge.
I won't ask for promises, so you don't have to lie. We both played that game before. Say I love you, then say goodbye.
Ah, okay. Such a great bridge. Lyrically, I mean, it fits with this song, you know? Just thinking about you, how you been, let's go do this, let's go do that. I won't ask for promises, so you don't gotta lie. You know, straight up. We both played that game before. Say I love you, say goodbye. Really? I mean, think about the song, the chorus, the verses. It's about hooking up with someone that you spent time with. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, it doesn't even have to be an ex. It could kind of be, rekindling the flame with the person you're with. Like, hey, let's, let's get back to that magic that we had. Or like, remember that time when we enjoyed that? Let's go do that. I mean, like I said, I'm going to talk about everything. This might be about relationships. It might be about, mental health. It could be about anything because that's what music is. But, this is a good song when it comes to relationships in general. And, it's got its misheard lyric. It's got its smooth yacht rock vibe. It's got a lot going on. So I'm glad to share it with you. So let's get back to the chorus and the outro and just enjoy this tune. And then we'll wrap it up.
I'm not talking about moving in, and I don't want to change your life. But there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see it tonight. I'm not talking about moving in.
Great background vocals here too, if you could just hear.
But there's a warm wind blowing the stars around, and I'd really love to see it tonight. I'm not talking about moving in.
Such a great tune. And if you've never heard this song before, I hope you enjoy it. My children do. I mean, like I said, my son thought it was Lemons. We like the song. I hope you like it too. So that's it. First one in the books. So do me a favor. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. I don't know if this is going to be a YouTube channel or a podcast thing. This is the first one. This is a test one. So just give me some feedback. I'm only going to send it out to selected family and friends to just get back what they think. So yeah, send me some feedback and suggestions, no matter how brutal, because I want to see if this is worth investigating still. I got a lot more ideas, a lot more songs. Like if you heard in the intro, there's a lot of funny ones. But I am Tommy Hammer. I'm not talking about the Lemons. And remember, it doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. See you later.
Talking about moving in. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. Wrapped up like a douche, another owner in the night. She's just 16 years old.
Guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. I wanna fuck you like an animal.
You have a cop gun kinda crazy. She's poison but tasty. Yeah, people say run, don't walk away. She wanna ride me like a cruise.
I want something just like this.
Now my bedsheets smell like you.